Hi guys, Jessica here. I'm going to do a tag called Because Feelings Mattered. It was started by Michelle Lyn, and I saw xObsessedReaderx do it, and she tagged anyone to do it, so I thought it would be fun. So let's get started. Number 1, what book made you feel confident, either about yourself or your life? I'm going to say Eat, Pray, Love. I know a lot of people didn't like that book, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I read it during my senior year of college. My last semester, I probably had like maybe a month left of school, and it really was a good time to read that book, because when you're graduating from college, even though I was already doing what I do now, I don't feel like needed a degree to do what I'm doing, but you're at a part where you're kind of evaluating your life. You're making another milestone in your life, and that book really makes you look inside yourself, and I definitely would see myself maybe reading that book again, because it did make me feel good for the things that I have. I think a lot of times that we just focus on the things we don't, and we forget what we do have, and that book definitely makes you more gracious and express more gratitude to the ones you love and the things you have. Number 2, what book made you feel sympathetic or sympathize greatly with the characters? 2 books. Number 1 is Willow. I believe that's by Julia Hoban, and also Winter Girls by Laurie Halse Anderson. Both of those books are 2 of the best books I've read, both about girls, troubled girls with different issues, whether self-mutilation, eating disorders, and suicide. If you haven't read Willow or Winter Girls, you should add that to your to-be-read list ASAP. Number 3, what books make you feel anxious? Honestly, any books that have to do with drug addiction. I love reading books about those things, which is weird, but they do make me anxious, because when I read, I really try to get into the character's life, and it does make me feel anxious, like particular Ellen Hopkins books, or Tweak by Nick Sheff that I just read this month. Also, pretty much like the Dark Secret series by Elizabeth Chandler. They're scary and spooky, and that kind of thing kind of makes me anxious. But none of the things make me anxious in a bad way. Number 4, what book made you feel annoyed? This is rarely easy for me. That will be City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I tried to read that book a long time ago. I think I got a third of the way in, maybe a little bit farther, and it annoyed me so bad because I wanted to like it, and I just did not. I was not connected. I just didn't want to read it. And number 5, what book made you feel disappointed? I'm going to go with the Twilight series, and especially Breaking Dawn. I know a lot of people like the way that it ended, but I didn't, and actually Eclipse and Breaking Dawn probably would work best. I'm not going to explain why. People that read it will understand, but I know a lot of people, believe it or not, haven't read it, which is fine if you haven't read it, and I don't want to spoil in this video. I don't like when people spoil things in tags. Number 6, what books made you feel confused? I really sat here and tried to think of a book that made me feel confused, and I really can't come up with anything like that. I guess I'm going to say like things that are really sci-fi that I don't quite understand the technology, words, or anything Star Wars or anything like that, but nothing that I've really read, because I really wouldn't read anything like that if I don't understand it. Number 7, what books make you feel satisfied? When I think satisfied, I think there's something that always fill my need that I want to read, and something that's going to distract me and bring me some sort of joy, and that's a really easy answer for me. That would be the Pretty Little Liars series. Those books always satisfied me, never disappointed. And the last book, what book made you feel like you could really relate to the main character? And this is going to be a stretch, but then again, I am a writer, guys, and I'm going to say Cinder by Marissa Meyer. And people are going to say, how are you comparing yourself to a cyborg? I'm comparing myself to Cinder because she's very misunderstood, and she doesn't feel like she is made of the same things that the rest of the world is. I know it sounds very dramatic, and it's not meant to be sad, but I feel like I was made differently. I don't think the way most society thinks. I don't act the way most society thinks, and I'm grateful for that. I'm very unique. I am not spiteful. I don't carry myself in a trashy way. I'm very giving, and a lot of times, a lot of my personality traits go misunderstood, and that's why I can relate to Cinder, the cyborg, or anything that's a little bit different. Anything, whether it was Jacob the werewolf or just any of them, I can definitely relate to someone that feels kind of like an outcast. So that is my Because Feeling Matters tag response. I hope you guys enjoy this. You learn a little bit about myself, and happy reading. Bye.